This is how it is going to go. We are going to have 7 days straight where we have picks that you can make with your chance to be BetTV's Betting Extraordinaire for a chance to win $25,000. If you get the first 3 questions right over the course of 3 days, you're going to win $250. If you get to day 5, you're going to win $2,500. And if you get through day 7, a week straight of correct picks, we're going to give you $25,000. No joke.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to day 4 of Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire here in the BetTV studios. We had 2 winners cash $500 yesterday. Through day 3, I believe Harden made 4 more threes that cashed for Carlos, and then Mike had the Warriors on the money line. Easy one against the Lakers late last night. 1 loser, Matthew, for day 3, but we have 2 through. Carlos been here before, the only other contestant that's actually been to day 4. If I recall correctly. Maybe, no. He was with someone on day 3. Joey did once, you're right. No one's been to day 5 other than Carlos. So now they're 1 away from $2,500 and then $25,000 if they can get to day 7. So it's a pretty straightforward question. We got a bunch of NBA games tonight. People know I love the NBA, the association. Doing something later on today with the Action Network guys talking NBA. Just like ball is life. It is what it is. And the Dodgers. How did Bellinger hit that out, Quan? Still don't know. Wasn't even close to the zone. Who scores the most points tonight? There's 4 options. They're all the stars. They're basically the 4 favorites. Dame Lillard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Nikola Jokic, or tie. If there is a tie between all 4, if the leading scorer of this group drops 37, but 2 of them drop 37, that'll go to option D and Jokic. So while Mike and Carlos take this in, they start processing, I don't give my personal preference until afterwards, or if they want to use a lifeline. That's one of the lifelines that they can use. Still, nobody has trusted Twitter enough to use that lifeline, by the way. Not a single time on the show. Don't blame them, to be completely honest. Maybe we got to change up the lifeline. Yeah. Maybe the other lifeline should be opposite of what Quan likes. I just incorporate the fade right there.
Listen, Warriors money line.
That was easy. I told you. There was nothing I liked more than Lakers under the season win total and the Warriors in game 1. Said it multiple times. Pat myself on the back.
I wasn't right.
You stole it from me. That's what I'm getting at. That's why I won. Otherwise, it wouldn't have won. So here's what's interesting about this question. There's a little bit of fluctuation in the actual market prices. Lillard's the obvious one. He's a little bit higher than the other 3. So, yeah, you could both just go Lillard if you want. Theoretically, that's right. But Lillard, little rumor, maybe wants out of Portland. Maybe he shows up in the opener this year and he's like, hey, not sure if you guys remember, I kind of want to get traded out of here in a different look. So I'm not going to shoot as often. Good luck, guys. Not sure if you can win games without me. Maybe we get a little Lillard statement here. I don't think he's that kind of person or player, but it's possible. So I would be a little worried there. Bradley Beal, all these new pieces coming in like KCP and Kuzma, younger players that have been added to Washington's team. Little worried about usage rate for Bradley Beal. Tatum, very interesting because the Knicks, actually the total just got blasted there. Is Jaylen Brown in? Last we heard he was questionable in a game-time decision. He's still a game-time decision as far as I can tell. Let me check one more spot. This will be beneficial for people listening. So Tatum's a few points lower if you're looking at just straight props. It looks like Josh Richardson is out. And that is the most recent thing. So I guess he's got a migraine. It happens. Migraines happen. It did move up. Obviously, he's more of a defensive player. Now they're going to more Pritchard, and yeah, that makes sense. The total move up there. So regardless, it's hard to bet this one and go with Tatum because if Brown doesn't play, Tatum's stock rises. If he does play, then Tatum's actually the 4th of the 4 as far as like what his prop total is, his points prop. But I put him at C as 3rd because there's some sort of amount of time in this universe. Jaylen Brown's scratched. He's questionable anyway. And then Tatum's usage rate goes up completely. And then that's why I went with Jokic D, which is also a little bit lower than the other option. So it's something to think through. I think there's something interesting about each of these scenarios outside of just, their prop total is 28.5 to 30.5, and I'm going to go with the 30.5. So with that being said, I believe we got one caller up on the line, right? Mike is first. Mike, welcome to the show. Congratulations. You got at least $250 in your pocket. Chance for more. It is day 4. What are you going to roll with? Have you heard the question? You need me to repeat it?
I have.
Okay.
I see the question. And I'm just kind of upset that we don't have an elite shooter such as Russell Westbrook playing tonight, so I couldn't take him.
You were so close. Yeah.
Listen, if Russ makes the 3 to start the game in the corner, everything's going down after that. It's all that first one. He was wide open in the corner. They got to him in the first quarter, and he couldn't convert, and then,
I will say this: if that one goes down, he definitely shoots more than 3 more. That's the difference. I'm not necessarily confident he would have made another one, but I'm confident he would have shot more than 3 more threes. So you would have had 7 or 8 chances at it, which is kind of the range I was thinking you would need to cash that. Better luck next time. Maybe this should just be your standard every time there's a Laker game bet and see what happens just over the course of the season.
Well, I think I'm going to get a good number on it next time. That's for sure.
You're going to get like plus 300, or it's just going to be a half. It might eventually be a half.
Yeah, I might be able to get the plus 165 on the half pretty soon.
That's true. All right, man. What do you like here for this?
I'm thinking I'm just going to go chalk. I do think I thought Brown was playing. I thought he was leaning towards playing at least for Boston because I also did like betting Boston. So I've been refreshing Twitter for the Brown watch, hoping that he's in. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go Lillard here and hope. There was an article yesterday from the Athletic, I think, that he shut down the rumors and he's here to stay or whatever. But
well, he has to now that the season's starting, but you never know when they actually are on the floor. I'm with you, though. I don't think Lillard's never been that kind of guy. Beal neither, by the way. That's why Beal hasn't been traded. He's actually, honestly, fine with being in Washington. So I respect it when the guys kind of are, not the Anthony Davis, James Harden way. But yeah, we'll lock you in then. Damian Lillard, it is the best option from a market perspective, so we'll give it to you.
I'm worried. I think Beal's a sneaky one.
It's possible.
I think he's a sneaky one here. He quietly goes off for 50 or so.
If I recall off the top of my head, real quick, I'm trying to find. They play Toronto, and the total in that game is 223, which is about 10 points lower than the Portland one. So another reason why the Dame Lillard prop number is higher is there's just quite a bit more scoring expected in the Sacramento-Portland game.
Yeah.
So I think that's what ultimately is the best option.
I also looked at DraftKings, and they had Daly who's to score the most points. And that's out of everyone that's playing today, of course, but not just these 4. But that's Lillard's like plus 400, and then the next closest is Beal at plus 800, and then I think Jokic at plus 1,000. So I think Lillard has the lead there. So just hoping nice easy night for Dame.
Smart to at least look there for sure. Appreciate it, man. Good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Is Carlos on now? We good? Nice. Carlos, have you been doing a little bit of what do they call it? Chicken scratch? A little bit of math on the back of the napkin? Are you in the bathroom at the office again? What are you going with?
I am, Preston, you are like psychic. I'm definitely in the bathroom right now at work. So,
well, it's not psychic when you call from the bathroom half the time.
you
You can hear the echo, though. You're right.
There you go. Echo. Yes.
Dedication.
I'm going home team. I'm going Beal.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we have a little connection with our friend in Washington, D.C. I didn't think of that when I put the question together. I really didn't. But I wasn't trying to entice you.
No, but I think I can't even explain it. From your perspective, Dame does not start off great. Is that a fact or is that not true? I heard that somewhere.
I think the Dame thing is that he just crushes so often in fourth quarters that, of course, he starts slower relative to his final numbers because he just always has to do so much in the fourth quarter for Portland. So it's not necessarily like he's a bad shooter in the first quarter or something. I just think it's based on game script. A lot of the games that go down to the wire, or if they're losing, you always just see him, his usage goes way up. He starts bombing threes, and for whatever reason, he's just a wizard, and he makes a lot of them, and he has these huge fourth quarters. So I think it's more that he just has to do more later in games, not that he just actually shoots poorly in the starts of them.
Okay. Well, since Beal is actually an actual wizard, we want Beal.
Another one. I'm not trying to sway you, but we will give you Bradley Beal. The suits upstairs will be rooting for Tatum or Jokic. I'm not sure. If you guys see weird stuff happening in the game, like Lillard slips at the free throw line, it might be us. I can't tell you that it isn't. That's for sure. All right, man. Good luck, Carlos. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, brother. All right, I'll take care.
Someone's going to be throwing nachos at the Washington game. Carlos will be, what in the world? Someone just threw a bowl of nachos at Bradley Beal on the bench, and the chip cut his retina.
Bunch of people sneezing, trying to give him COVID.
No, we're not doing that. We're just throwing nachos. We need to go past that point.
We went extreme.
What are you picking? You always have to pick every show.
Let's go with the MVP. Let's go Jokic tie.
No Jamal Murray? Need a little extra scoring out of Nikola?
I feel like, I don't know, man. They didn't pay the Suns didn't pay Ayton, so he may pull one of those Dame moves you told. You're not gonna pay me? Might not play a little defense.
Could see it. Did they meet last year in the playoffs? Was it the game when we were in Dallas and we were watching or was that it wasn't the Jazz because they lost. Was it the Clippers? Clippers Suns?
I don't remember. I think it was Clippers. Was it Clippers Suns?
For some reason I can't remember. There was a game, remember, we were watching. I think it was Denver. Yeah. Denver, like Michael Porter Jr. had his 20-point first quarter. We were watching, and in the second half, we were watching the third quarter, and I said, oh, Suns solved it. They're going to sweep the Nuggets. Yep. And it was like 5-1. And then sure enough, they swept.
Nuggets Suns, yep.
So that's one thing to at least consider that, look, Phoenix kind of solved the Jamal Murray-less Nuggets in the playoffs, and that was pretty recent. I'm sure they'll have a similar plan of attack. That's part of the reason I actually think this number 6. My personal projection thinks it's a little high. I think this should be closer to 5. For what it's worth. If you could bet 6.5, there's a couple out there. I actually think that's a worthwhile bet. But Phoenix did solve the Nuggets in the playoffs. So you're going Jokic. We got a Lillard, a Beal. If Brown doesn't play, I'd roll with Tatum. Everyone's scared of that one because it's the Knicks and the Thibodeau defense. Tibbs. No. If Brown doesn't play. But so this is what's interesting. Downgraded to questionable. Quote that I'm confident he'll be ready to play, but officially a game time decision. Also, the line's moving to 2.5, some spots, and 2 across the board from 1.5. So, does someone know Brown's not going to play, and that's why the line's moving? Is it moving up just
Somebody
to move
just got,
down?
Ruled out. Romeo something.
Langford?
Yeah.
All right, so if Langford's out and Richardson's out, that's probably part of the reason this is starting to slowly creep, even if Brown plays. But if he's out, I'll go with Tatum, so each one of us gets a pick. If he plays, then Tatum's actually the worst option. So, yeah, that's that. Day 4, who wants to be betting extraordinaire? If they do cash, one of them cashes, they get through to day 5 tomorrow, a chance at $2,500 and then $25,000. If they lose, we reset day 1 tomorrow, and all of you listening, watching, wherever you may be, can start from the beginning and participate, and we'll try to run it up the ladder to be our first betting extraordinaire. I am Preston Johnson, here with Quan Young. As usual, we'll be back for Last Word Cheetah tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.